come from different places, different paths, different spaces, bringing so many questions, bringing our pain. We come from different families. Each of us has a story. Stumbling into the light, I see people like you and me. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we value complete acceptance of who we are. In this room, we walk towards complete forgiveness. In this room, we learn. Learning never ends. And we can choose anytime we want to begin again. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, there's gold dust in the air. In this room, possibilities everywhere. In this room, we stand when our hearts are torn. In this room, a new way of being together is being born. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to come from different places, different paths, different spaces, bringing so many questions, bringing our pain. We come from different families. Each of us has a story. Stumbling into the light, I see people like you and me. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we value complete acceptance of who we are. In this room, we walk towards complete forgiveness. In this room, we learn. Learning never ends. And we can choose anytime we want to begin again. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, there's gold dust in the air. In this room, possibilities everywhere. In this room, from different places, different paths, different spaces, bringing so many questions, bringing our pain. We come from different families. Each of us has a story. Stumbling into the light, I see people like you and me. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we value complete acceptance of who we are. In this room, we walk towards complete forgiveness. In this room, we learn. The learning never ends. And we can choose anytime we want to begin again. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, there's gold dust in the air. In this room, possibilities everywhere. In this room, we stand when our hearts are torn. In this room, a new way of being together is being born. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we open our hearts. In this room, we grow
Good morning. I'm laughing because I just earned my t-shirt. If you know, you know. All right, so we have new community songs because it's a new month. They are honest to goodness chants. So they are repetitive by design, and they are repetitive to take you inward. The first two chants, the first two community songs are both chants. They're both by my friend, who I used to do music with on a regular basis, Melissa Felipe. And so I invite you to let them take you inward. The lyrics are mind-numbingly simple, so you don't have to think. You can actually just be present. The first one is, there is only one of us. In your eyes, it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. That's all the words. And so I invite you to just be with it. It's a much shorter version than you will find online, which is 9 minutes. We're not going to do it for 9 minutes. And hopefully the level is set. We'll see. There is only one of us. In your eyes, it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes, it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. Feel free to look at one another as you sing this. There is only one of us. In your eyes, it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. Good morning, people online. There is only one of us. In your eyes, it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. Sing it to yourself. It's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. You are my reflection. There is only one. Beautiful. And I did it. I managed to stay on the melody instead of my bass line that is anchored in my cells. turn it over to you, Miss Mindy. I want to thank Mindy for being our host this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Mindy Derrick, a member and serving as your host. Welcome to our Sunday celebration. Whether you're here in person or joining us virtually, we would greatly appreciate it if you'd like to help bring more of us together by sharing this on your social media platform or whatever's convenient for you. Thank you. If this is your first time experiencing the Center for Spiritual Living, welcome. We want you to know whoever you are, whatever your path you are on, you are welcome and celebrated here. And there is if you're new, a little guest information card, and you can complete that over there. So let's affirm who we are and what we're about. Our vision: contributing to a world that works for everyone. Our mission: we are a diverse community of belonging and growth, sharing the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in others. Our identity: we are a welcoming, inclusive, spiritual community center where everyone can be seen and heard. We lovingly practice the principles of science of mind in the world. So you can access all of our activities and offerings through our website, columbiacsl.com, and specifically on our events calendar, columbiacsl.com/events. If you need additional information, please email any questions to info@columbiacsl.com. You can text as well, or call our office at 410-750-8559. Excuse me. All right. Here are a few highlights of our events. There is spiritual support ministry offerings that are daily. One is at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. It's called 365 Days of Richer Living daily. There is a 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday through Saturday, just for today. And then a sleepy time nightly at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Education and personal development ministry offerings, Beyond Limits, is an 8-week CSL certification foundational class that offers a transformational exploration of your individual place in the universal scheme of things and your personal relationship to the creative power of life. You will discover how to direct your life in positive and enriching ways. That's going to be held on Zoom Thursdays, 6:30 to 9 p.m. It started October 30th, continuing through December 18th. There is an investment. It's $245, and you need to pay this in full. Pay in full discount. Oh, if you pay all at once, $220.50. And then there's a CSL C/GB member.
This center, if you remember this center.
Okay, pay in full discount is $196. So you can pay by class option, which is $45 at enrollment, $25 per class for non-members, and $22.50 per class for CSL Columbia and Greater Baltimore member. There are numerous classes being offered in 2026. There are flyers on the welcome table. Inclusion ministry offerings. Our 2026 annual member meeting will be held on January 25th of 2026 after our service, and it can be attended by people online as well as whoever attends here. The Discovering Membership Orientation. This is a requirement to vote at our annual meeting or to serve in the leadership of the center. If you're interested in membership, please join us at Roma's Pizzeria, located at Athelton Shopping Center, and that is 10400 Shaker Drive here in Columbia. And it's after the service today. And if you're a current member, please join us and share your experience and wisdom. So that's great. So then the outreach ministry opportunities. Our Board of Trustees selected Columbia Community Care as the recipient of our November 2025 Doing Good by Giving. It's the outreach ministry that we have here local. Community care started small in 2020 with the onset of COVID and the closing of schools. It now feeds 300 to 400 families a week. Their vision is a community that is healing, centered, self-determined, collectively powerful, and economically independent through partnership and collaboration. A list of requested items is available on the welcome table in our newsletter and on our website under Support CCC tab. Please bring donations every Sunday in November. Clearly, there are lots of different ways to get involved and be engaged. Right now, let's engage in singing our next community song.
Okay. So I missed a few slides. I will have a conversation with myself later.
As long as you're not beating yourself up.
Oh, no. No, because I won't tolerate such nonsense. That's the good news. So this song is really about what we're on this planet to do, is to remember who we are. Now, you'll notice it starts off with, I am remembering who I am, and it just does that for 8 times. And then there's a split. And so you can keep, some folks keep doing that, and then it's kind of like a row, row, row your boat layer thing, to where there's another part of that is just, I am remembering. And you might be familiar with it, and the good news is you really can't mess it up. Right? You really can't. And then it just goes back to, I am remembering who I am. Make this your prayer. I am remembering who I am. 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 I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I You feel that? Thank you. All right. So this is our time of exploring our community value. That's who you am.
That's beautiful.
Kindness. How is kindness showing up in your spiritual practice, in your life? How are you practicing kindness? How are you receiving kindness? Harry, and then Dale, and then Mindy. All right.
Well, I gave out an awful lot of candy on Friday night, and the kids were kindly showing up in wonderful costumes for my amusement and entertainment. And all of the kids were very kind when we said just take one, except just a very few of them.
Excellent. We got Mindy, then we got Dale and Gabrielle.
So I've been paying attention to what I tell myself. I had somebody, like when I was supposed to call them, something was wrong with their phone, and I knew I was running late, so I was feeling like, oh, I must have messed up because, I ruined our friendship because I'm late and they're not even going to answer. In fact, they probably ripped me off. And then I was like, what? So I decided I was going to send a prayer to myself and that person and let it go. And lo and behold, eventually she said, there's something wrong with my phone. And, it was all good. And I decided to change the narrative. And that was how I showed up in kindness.
Yes.
There we go.
Write a kinder narrative. Yes. And we got Dale and Gabrielle over here.
Okay, we have people behind me, so I'm going to turn this time. Always choose something new. I was kind to myself for enough time, and we're talking a few years, in order to be able to rejoin a group of people I have celebrated with for about 25 years, once a year. And when I got up to the Catskills this year, that love that I had and that ability to reach out and really meet new people and old people and have my heart open, that was the kindness that started inside me. I had a fabulous time.
Excellent. Right beside you there, Gabrielle.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle. We have recently adopted a new pup, and he has a lot of trauma issues. And I've been going to a behaviorist locally, but what I want to say is that I am grateful for a site that I found on Facebook of animal behaviorists in Britain and all that area. I'm not good at geography, my apologies, but they are giving me free advice. I'm telling them what's going on with our little Giovanni, and each little thing, they come in and they are telling me open-heartedly what we need to do for positive reinforcement of things that scared him before. And they're doing it from the kindness of their heart and not asking for anything other than anything in return.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Amen. Yes.
I'm just taking this opportunity to give thanks for the head nurse at the memory care facility where my mom stays. Because she is always just so very responsive to our questions and concerns. and particularly from a distance, because my mom's in the Texas, for her to be just so responsive and helpful in responding to emails at whatever time of the evening or day and picking up phone calls, that's just a kindness that makes this whole process easier. And so I'm very grateful for her and the other people there.
Excellent.
Next.
Well, I'm trying to find our live stream so that I can see if anybody online has anything.
Good. That kiss when you get there.
Okay, while you're getting there, let me share. Reggie online said someone offered to help me yesterday and started by saying there is no wrong answer here, meaning if I accept, great. If I say no thanks, absolutely fine. A very kind way to offer support. Excellent. Yeah.
Well, I was kindly invited to participate in a huge Halloween fest, basically, on Murdoch Street by Harry, and also with his daughter, Meryl. And it blew me away. It was 5, 6, 7 blocks of people celebrating Halloween, people coming from outside of the community with their children. You couldn't I hardly found a parking spot, but actually one guy moved out and I got I was praying for my parking spot and it showed up. So, but it was like a little bit of heaven, really. I'm talking hundreds and hundreds of parents, of children, of teenagers going up and down the street. The neighborhood, the people of Murdoch Street and surrounding streets, which I didn't get a chance to see, had just decorated to the hilt, many of them, with lights and, skeletons and zombies and you name it. And it was so much fun. I live presently in a condo, and I'm thinking nobody's coming around to a condo. And it was just kindness, one kindness after the other, and just blew me away. It really became heaven on earth. So I am so grateful, and it was one kind place.
Very good. So Harry's share reminded me, and I always like to share something funny. So before I do that, I want to recognize the kindness of my wife. Yesterday was the memorial service of my NA sponsor that has been my sponsor for the entire 42 plus years I've been in recovery. And I was unable to go. Well, I chose to stay here to care for Deborah and things that are going on in our home. But when I came back from meeting with my own sponsee, she had created a little altar to Terry at my computer station to recognize the time, and it was tremendously kind. Thank you, baby. And now the funny part. So kids are great, right? We got trick-or-treaters coming, and we were handing out pretzels and corn nuts. And kids used to just get candy, but this one little one, because we also had chocolate, and so Deborah's doing the thing, and then she hands out the chocolate, and the little kid turns around and announces to all the trick-or-treaters, "Chocolate!" So apparently that's a thing now to announce that this house has chocolate. I'm still laughing. She's just a little itty-bitty one, but she made the announcement. It was awesome. All right. So for those of you that are new, this is our Wheel of Wisdom. It was a divine idea that came on the drive home to give the community back to you, to give the Sunday service back to you, so that we're addressing questions that you have rather than me trying to figure out what you need to hear. This is what you want to hear. And so our overarching topic this morning is living as consciousness, and we'll see how that's going to get contextualized. The short answer is yes. Is every expectation creative? And that fits in perfectly with living as consciousness. So more will be revealed. We're going to go into our time of spiritual practice with our candle lighting ritual, our reading, and our meditation prayer. So Dale, I'm going to let you do the first part, the candle lighting, and Frank's going to light the candles, and I'm going to go play on the soundboard.
I learned. Okay, I can't tell. Our founder, Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, was a dedicated study and a great synthesizer, identifying the common and connecting threads within the various religions, philosophies, and ancient wisdom teachings of the world. Science of Mind is the synthesis of Ernest Holmes' lifetime of study. Let us breathe together as we light a candle honoring some of these faith traditions. As we light the first candle, we honor Christianity as a path of love and forgiveness. As we light the second candle, we honor Buddhism as a path of compassion and Four Noble Truths. As we light the third candle, we honor Judaism as a path of ethical living through sacred law. As we light the fourth candle, we honor Baha'i as a path of unity and peace. As we light the fifth candle, we honor Islam as a path of surrendering to the will of God as the highest calling. As we light the sixth candle, we honor Confucianism as a path of deliberate tradition. As we light the seventh candle, we honor Taoism as a path of harmony and balance. As we light the eighth candle, we honor all indigenous peoples' traditions as paths that recognize and honor spirit in all of creation. As we light the ninth candle, we honor Shintoism as a path of optimism and the highest goodness of humanity. As we light the 10th candle, we honor Hinduism as a path of knowledge, action, and devotion. As we light the 11th candle, we honor Akan as a path that honors the divine ancestors and nature. As we light the 12th candle, we honor all New Thought philosophies as a path of adherence to universal spiritual principles of love and law. As we light this final candle, we honor the multiplicity and diversity within the wholeness of creation as sacred. Namaste, and so it is. Truthfully, nobody can prepare you for a spiritual awakening. There aren't really words to describe it, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. A spiritual awakening is really coming back to yourself, and it's an awareness of a new reality and who you truly are. You'll feel called to uncover the true meaning and purpose of life, and once you start, there's no real going back. You start questioning of reality, the government, consumerism, and people's intentions. Everything. It's like in the Matrix when Neo takes the red pill. Suddenly, things that you used to accept without question may no longer make sense to you. The first thing you'll most likely do, lots of research, because you might feel that nobody around you gets it or can explain it. I found myself on the spiritual side of TikTok, and it helped a lot more than a lot of the resources out there. To be honest, no one specific thing causes a spiritual awakening. It's different for everyone. One thing I do know, it's not all love and light. It is facing and healing what hurt you. It's a lot of crying, feeling alone, being scared, and eventually coming back to yourself. It could be a life-changing event, a personal crisis, a transformative experience, or even a simple conversation that makes you question everything you thought you knew. It could also be a combination of things, such as therapy, meditation, yoga, or spiritual community. But one thing is for sure. It's always a journey within yourself that leads to the realization of your true purpose and connection to the universe. And ultimately, it's the beginning of your spiritual journey and peeling back the layers until you feel aligned with yourself and your place in the world.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find God. I find myself.
There is one life, one power, one essence that we cannot see. We experience the effects of it as the trees, the wind, the water, the snow, the flowers that bloom in the springtime, the leaves that fall during the fall season. It is everywhere present, expressing through everything, expressing through all of life, including us. We call it God for lack of a better name. Knowing this truth, it is the breath that breathes us. With every breath we take, it's God breathing. With every release, it's God releasing. God is breathing in and breathing out through each of us as us. Always calling us to be within. Always calling us to know the truth of our divinity and to experience and know the truth of our humanity. Because it's all one life, all one divine expression of love that cannot be stopped, that cannot be held. Even when we ignore it, it comes back to show us the truth of our wholeness, of our completeness as all aspects of who and what we are. I know that this service is divine in divine perfection. I know that as Reverend Rafe speaks today, he calls us to the truth of all that we are, all of our divinity, all of our humanity. For it is all one. It is God expressed as us, through us, in us. And I'm grateful. I am ever so grateful, knowing the truth that this one life everywhere is expressing as all of us. And I release this knowing it's done in mind and it's done in form. And so it is.
Native nations are so rich with spiritual tradition. From the Ojibwa tribe, princess, compassion and kindness are the truth that can bring peace to the warrior and thereby peace to the world. I'm delighted to say that this is the way here in the CSL Garden.
Don't know that I need them, but I want them just in case. Let's take a breath together. So this morning, we're still on our journey of remembering first things first. Because there's only one first thing, and I don't know about you, but that first thing keeps changing. Right? It would be so easy if there was just one first thing, and we focused on that, and everything else just fell into place. Doesn't happen that way. And we're continuing our journey through the 12 steps and 12 traditions of recovery. And it's any recovery, because you can consult the gospel according to Google and put in 12-step recovery and get hundreds of recovery programs that use these 12 steps. Dale turned me on to a book, The 12 Steps for Everyone Who Wants Them. So literally, that's just kind of how it rolls. You don't have to have a substance use anything to benefit from these 12 steps. And it's so convenient. There's 12 months, there's 12 steps, there's 12 traditions. So we're starting with the 11th step this morning. And it's a pretty tall order in and of itself. We sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him. And here's where it gets a little touchy. Praying only for the knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. Only. Can you imagine your only prayer is for the knowledge of Creator's desire to express as you and the power to carry that out? That you don't pray for stuff. You don't pray for anything to change. You just pray for awareness and the power to carry it out. There's in one of Ernest Holmes' writings, he says that when we create a demonstration, we must accept all that comes with it. Okay? So when we're praying for the perfect job, and we think it's in the community we already live in, and it shows up in a different country, we must accept all that comes with it. When we're praying for the perfect relationship and a stray cat finds us, we must accept all that comes with the demonstration. Because if we're telling the truth, most of us, when we're talking about our perfect relationship, we want a puppy. We don't want a person, because people don't act like that. Right? People don't wiggle and be all excited every time you come home. People don't just automatically accept all of your ideas. They just don't. You want a puppy. And that's okay. But understand, the activity of creation has clarity. And so creation is creating from clarity. It's not creating from your human agenda. It's creating from clarity. Yeah. Right? Is every expectation creative? Yes. Because every expectation comes from a belief. Every belief comes from a desire to express. When we think about living as consciousness, it demands that we at least attempt to understand what consciousness is. The quantum field is science's version of consciousness. Energy, the substance of all matter, begins in this physical realm. It all begins in an undefined quantum field, unformed substance. What did philosophy surface? Unformed substance. And now science is beginning to bear that out. There was a time, and there still are material scientists that demand that there's no such thing as consciousness. Right? They get to believe that. Doesn't make it true. I don't know about you, but I've believed lots of things in my life that turned out wasn't quite so true as I thought it was. Right? Just because we believe it doesn't make it true. It just makes it our experience. And so if I believe that God is a punishing God, I should not be surprised when I go through life feeling punished by God. I've set it up that way. Now, I can blame religion for that, and then I will continue to experience a punishing God in the face of religion. But I'm the one setting it up that way. I am the one committing my cause to victimhood. Ouch. But I'm the one doing it. I'm the one establishing the villain. And understand that in order to establish a villain, you had to first consent to being a victim. Otherwise, you don't need a villain. And then we make ourselves completely powerless by looking for a hero outside of ourselves. Because the Lord knows we couldn't possibly save ourselves. And yet, you are the only person who can save you. And the only thing that we're ever saving ourselves from are these pesky expectations. Who established them? We did. Did we have help? Of course. Because generationally, right, there are things in our lives that we believe that we have, you couldn't pinpoint where that belief came from if you had to. It's just always been there, right? But there was a time that it wasn't. We might have to go back a bunch of generations to find that time. But just because something has always been thunk, don't mean we got to keep thinking it. Change your thinking, change your life. So what is consciousness? Right? Do we even begin to understand what that is? I don't. And I was blessed to have Amit Goswami. I took 3 quantum physics classes from Dr. Amit Goswami in ministerial school. And he was, every time, he's like, if any physicist tells you they understand quantum physics, drop the class immediately and run. Because none of us understand quantum physics. It's about theory. It's about revealing what is there and gaining understanding. So here's how Ernest Holmes defines consciousness in the glossary of the science of mind. Mental awareness. Now, he could stop there. Consciousness is both objective and subjective. It's both formed and unformed. Right? Objective consciousness is a state of conscious awareness equipped with will, decision, and discrimination. That's your thought. That's mind. Okay? That's the place where our thinking sets the quantum field in motion. Its reasoning is both inductive and deductive. Therefore, it has self-choice. Self-choice. That can spin into a whole conversation of self, right? And this whole thing of consciousness is exactly that. It's recognizing the self within the self. They're not separate. The subjective consciousness is entirely a reaction to this objective volition. That is what, in the teaching symbol, we talk about as law. All it does is receive and act. It doesn't have any discrimination factor. It doesn't have a filter that's going to go, I got your work order, and you might want to rethink this one. It doesn't do that. It simply receives it and makes it so. It is creative but not discriminative. Just creates all of your expectations, every single one of them, even when they conflict with each other. The activity of law says, okay, here you go. And then you get it and you go, what happened? Well, what happened was you had expectations. That's what happened. It is conscious in the same sense that the soil is conscious of the seed. Okay? If we plant a garden, soil recognizes the seed and goes to work doing what soil does in relationship to the seed. And something grows. That's the activity of law. Never once have you planted a tomato and had the soil grow watermelons. No, it doesn't happen, right? You plant a tomato, the soil grows a tomato. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't go, you know, I noticed last year they planted tomatoes, but they didn't really pick and eat any of them, so this year I'm going to do peppers. It doesn't do that. Although some of us have the expectation that it would, but it doesn't. I cannot tell you how many times I have met with people, well, this is what I prayed for, but the universe knows what I really want. No, it doesn't. What the universe knows is exactly what you gave it. And that's what it creates. You are the chooser. You are the self-chooser. There's nothing outside of you that is going to circumvent what you set in motion. It just doesn't happen. When we speak of mind in its self-conscious state, we mean spirit. Right? That's the thinker, that's mind. Whether we think of it in God or man, when we speak of consciousness in the subjective state, that receiver, we refer to the mental medium, the universal subjectivity law. The Bible calls this soul. Soul is not a thing you have. It is the doer of the creative process that's in you. It's not a separate thing. I was speaking with somebody the other day, and I can't even remember who it was, but I'm really careful to not put the word the in front of mind, spirit, law, because it creates a sense of separation, right? The minute I say the mind, it's a separate thing than the law, and it's not. They are different aspects of one thing, consciousness. Right? And consciousness is a tricky word in our English language because it has multiple meanings. It goes on to talk about psychology and philosophy. What it doesn't talk about is the medical field. Right? So medically, I'm conscious right now medically. I'm awake. Right? When I'm having surgery, I'm medically unconscious. Hopefully. That's the plan. Right? So I can be consciousness in form and can be completely unconscious of the consciousness that I am during surgery. I can be wide awake and be completely unconscious of the consciousness that I am because I am unaware that I am consciousness in form. So when we use the word consciousness, how are we using it? Are we using it to talk about the quantum field, the substance, the source of everything? Are we using it to talk about awareness? Are we using it to talk about a medical state of being? It's important. I don't know what kind of feedback Don Miguel Ruiz gets, but I know what kind of feedback I get about using what he taught about being impeccable with my word. You're so literal. No one has ever said that as a compliment. Yes, because I am being impeccable with my word. Why? Because it's all creative. I have learned through experience that being sloppy with my words is being irresponsible with my thoughts. And how have I learned that? Because every thought is creative, and all of a sudden there I am in the middle of an experience that I am unaware that I invited. Unaware that I demanded by setting it in motion in a creative process that only knows yes. And then I'm mad at somebody, but I don't know who to be mad at. All I know is, and maybe you can relate, well, this is not what I meant. Right? You ever have any of those? Right? You do treatment, and then you get the manifestation. It's like, that's not what I meant. What did we mean? That's the trick. What did we mean? Did we mean to be careful enough to be intentional? Did we mean to take enough responsibility for our experience that we recognize that we are setting consciousness in motion? Prayer is a movement of consciousness. It is not a request. It is a movement of consciousness. It is a movement of the energy of the quantum field. We've proven that. I cannot even begin to explain it, but if you want evidence of it, look up the double slit experiment. Just Google the double slit experiment, and you will get absolute scientific proof that how we observe what is happening based on what we're telling ourselves changes what's happening. It's trippy because it didn't follow what scientifically they expected to happen, because they were watching it and they were wondering, well, what if it does this? And then it did that. But scientifically that made no sense. Right? So what Ernest Holmes was teaching a long time ago, that science and religion and spirituality are all coming together to prove one another, is happening. The question is it happening in you? Not is it happening in the world, is it happening in you? Are you willing to become self-aware? Because ultimately that's what the first two community songs, they're about giving you an opportunity to become self-aware, to feel what you are. We're going to talk next week about the value of personifying this thing called God. Right? Because we all do it. We all do it. It's unavoidable. We are raised in this society that is steeped in Christian hegemony that insists on making God a person. Okay? Maybe there's value in that, as long as we understand what we're doing. And so that's what we're going to dive into next week. For this week, I really invite you, use the study sheet. It's going to take you through an exploration of your concepts. What does prayer mean to you? Okay. What does meditation mean to you? What does conscious contact mean to you? These are not hard questions, or maybe they are. What is your understanding of God? Are there thoughts? What are your thoughts about the personified reference to God as Him? It's interesting for women that God is referred to as Him. Everybody's made in the image and likeness of Him. Where does that leave women? Right? It's an interesting wrestling match. It's an interesting wrestling match, and yes, I'm just going to go ahead and say this, that there are teachings that there is one Son of God, yet everyone is referred to as a child of God. But if there's only one, how are there children of God? That doesn't wash. Right? So what is your understanding of God? Are you just going through it unexamined? If so, maybe it's time to examine it. What are your thoughts about the personified reference of His will for us? We're going to talk about that more in depth next week. Does God have a will for you? But before we talk about that, I'm inviting you to explore. How does that resonate with you? What comes up when you hear that? And finally, I invite you to use your own words to craft the 11th step. How would you write it? That we've sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with fill in the blank. Praying only for the knowledge of fill in the blank and the power to carry that out. Make it personal. So let's take this into prayer. And so I recognize that there is only one. That it is all things, no things, formed and unformed, visible and invisible. That it is the one self, knowing itself. That its desire is simply to express. And I recognize that it is expressing as me, as every form of life, as every person in this room, every person viewing online, every person who never views this, is this one expressing itself. Every rock, every lint ball, every speck of dust, every mountain, every cosmos, everything is this one expressing itself. And so I simply hold in awareness the desire to know what that is, to be what that is in this form that it desires as me, to align every thought with the truth of being, to know that I am already equipped with the courage and the power to be the desire of creation as me. And that within me is the courage and the power to allow every individualized expression to be exactly what they came to be. Free of judgment, free of condemnation. To see God everywhere. To see creation everywhere. And so knowing that that has already been received in the subjectivity of the creative process, in law, in soul, has already been acted upon and already made so, I can let go. I can let go of all the doubt, all the fear, all the yes buts. I let it all go so that I can be fully present and aware as it unfolds within me, through me, as me, before me. And I invite you, if any of this resonates with you, to claim it as your own, as we say together, and so it is. Take a breath. All right, Mr. Frank, I believe it's on you now. Somewhere there's a red tab.
I was looking for it earlier.
It's there. There we go. So before I relinquish, I just want to thank Frank for being our licensed practitioner this morning, because it's just kind of awkward for him to be thanking himself. So thank you. It would be awkward for you to thank yourself, so thank you.
Thank you. I'll thank myself. I will thank myself, trust me. Did I not turn that back on? Reverend Rafe said it'd be awkward to thank myself. I will thank myself, as awkward as it is, thank you. And I will forgive myself, and I will love myself. I'd like to invite Gary to come up and get ready to bless us with another song, please, oh beloved brother, as we move into our time of conscious giving. There are several ways to give. You can text the word give to 410-498-6175. You can mail a check to 659 Cog Court, Millersville, Maryland, 21108. You can access our giving portal at columbiacsl.com/donate or by using the QR code. If you have any challenges, please reach out to me. I can assist you with a one-time contribution on our website, but Reverend Rafe will have to help you with the ongoing setup of contribution. Our annual pledge program for 2026 is going to be starting. The spiritual benefit is to you. It helps our Board of Trustees establish a budget for 2026, helps plan the ecclesiastical offerings, and helps our center grow. Do we have the affirmation? Okay. So please join me in affirming our community prosperity. I affirm that the abundance of creation is my abundance. I give freely as creation gives to me. I grew through this Center for Spiritual Living to ensure its continued availability to all spiritual seekers. If the ushers would please come forward and take the baskets. Thank you, beloved. And I will step away for the fabulous music of our beloved Gary.
Today's lesson reminds me of a dear friend of mine that he passed away a few years ago from cancer, and he never told anyone he was sick. And every other Saturday he would travel to my house to play pool, and I'd see him, and I'd like, oh, Willie, you're here, and he's, oh, it's only a half an hour away. But when he passed, I realized he was driving an hour and 10 minutes to come and play pool with me, and on Saturdays, and we would have our metaphysical time playing pool. Best 3 out of 5, and if I'd win 3, it's best 4 out of 7, and he was a master, he was really a master, and so he came by one time, and we're playing 3 games in a row. He puts the 8 ball in on the break, which means he wins. Boom, 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 three racks in a row. So I rack him up again, then he breaks, and he shoots, and now it's my turn. Now, if I don't put all my balls in, I might not get another turn with Willie. He's master. So my turn comes, and he says, I say, well, I don't have a shot. I mean, there's nothing to shoot at. I can't, your balls are all in the way. And this is what he says. Gary, what have I taught you? Haven't you read my book? Well, he hadn't written a book, but he says, remember infinite possibilities. And then he came and showed me and demonstrated the rest of the game we didn't shoot. Nothing direct. Everything was a combination shot, a bank shots, or jump the ball over my ball to hit his ball to make it happen. Infinite possibilities. So I took that for me and put it in a way I could remember it for the rest of my life. And this is it. I pee, you pee, we all pee. Now, what I mean by that is, I pee for infinite possibilities. You pee for unlimited potential. And we pee where we are experiencing perfection. Infinite possibilities. Unlimited potentials where we are experiencing perfection in the wonderment.
I get the privilege of blessing or offering, and it is always a blessing. So knowing the truth that God is everywhere present and that we live in an abundant universe, I give thanks. Knowing the truth that God gives and gives and gives nonstop. Just gives without holding back. Just gives with love. Just gives with joy. It just loves to give itself. It just gives itself constantly. And one of the ways it gives itself is it expresses its offering. And I'm so grateful for that because God is always giving itself to itself, the gift of itself. And I am thankful, and I am grateful, and I know that the law is manifesting this and so much more abundance and prosperity because we are it. And I release this to the law knowing it's done in mind and form, and so it is. Okay. It's my privilege to thank those who served in today's service and make it happen. Our hospitality team, Mindy Derrick. Thank you, Mindy. Our welcome team, Nancy and Tom Wilson. Our reader, Dale Kane. Our video and live stream, Jesse Dabbs and Zita Jones, Goddess Queen. Our online engagement person, Deborah Ellis. Our service host, Mindy Derrick. Our musicians, Gary Hardnett and Reverend Rafe. Our ushers, Eamon, was that you? Eamon and Dale. And everyone that assisted with setup and with service, and everyone who assisted with breaking down after service. And I'm just going to stop a moment and thank Reverend Rafe, because you guys do not know how much work goes into setup, tear down, and everything in between services. You do not have a clue. And I didn't have a clue, and I'm just starting to get a clue. And I'm getting a little scared here. You want to know the truth? Okay. So I want to thank everybody who's assisted with setup before and everyone who assisted with cleaning up after. We really appreciate your help. And thank you for allowing me to serve as the practitioner for the day. And we create this experience for all of us. And hopefully everybody will be here next week. Prayer support is available. There are several ways. You can go to request prayer by sending an email to prayer@columbiacsl.com. Request prayer with a prayer form at the wall there and put it in the box, which I will collect later. And I am available for prayer directly after service outside, but please get my attention if you need me. Okay? Yeah, just come get me, because sometimes I get a little distracted after service. So just come say, Frank, I need prayer. Thank you. Please keep socializing in the sanctuary to reduce the noise and increase privacy for those getting any prayer. If you desire spiritual support beyond prayer, some of our licensed practitioners are available to provide you with spiritual guidance and coaching with paid practitioner sessions. Each practitioner sets their own rates and manages their own schedule, so reach out to whoever you want to talk to. There are a number of us here in the room right now, as a matter of fact. You can go access it from the website under our leadership tab. I invite you to listen as I read our affirmation through once, then we'll read it out loud together. Okay, it's not up yet. I choose to be conscious that I am consciousness in form. To be conscious that I am consciousness in form. Okay. Yeah, that would be great if we tried it again. I'd love it. Yeah, that was a little weak here, folks. Okay. I choose to be conscious that I am consciousness in form. Hallelujah. As my husband would say, that sounds like your Baptist side coming out. And I'm not Baptist, but or never was, but oh well. Thank you all for coming. And closing reminders. Do you want to do that or shall I? Okay.
All righty. So we got stuff. Visioning for our center is still happening. If you're interested in being a part of that team, contact Deborah Ellis at deborahslove@gmail.com. Okay, here's what's happening with our name. We're down to 5. And that will come out in the newsletter today. There will be forms here next week. Everybody will select one, the one that most calls to you, and we'll see if we have clarity, because we operate on consensus. And so if there is a clear choice, then we'll be done. And if there's not, we'll keep doing it, because that's how consensus works. And so this phase of it will happen for the entire month, so you don't have to rush. And I really invite you to do it as a prayerful consideration, to pray first, and then listen, and then look at the choices, and let Spirit in you choose. All right. Guest information, if this is your first time, or if you've been here a few times and never filled one out, I invite you to please do so. Or if you have information that you want to update in the system, here's an easy way to do that. What have I got next? Community input forms. Thank you for those of you who are actually using that to give input about the Sunday service or the offerings that are happening. It is helpful to have that feedback. That's also a place where if you have a particular song you would like us to do as one of our community songs, I can't read your mind, please tell me. All right. The newsletter, if you're not getting it and you want it, you got to tell me. All I need is an email address and a note that says, please send me the newsletter. You do have to do that in writing. You do not get to do a drive-by verbal, because I won't remember it, because I'm not even going to try to remember it. That's how I know I'm not going to remember it. All right, QR codes are on over there. They're also in the newsletter. If they work for you, great. If they don't, great. If they don't work for you, don't use them. But they work for some folks. The book bucket is over there. If there is a book that catches your attention, by all means, please take the book. If you choose to leave a donation, we appreciate it. But the donation is not an absolute. What is an absolute is to make these books disappear. That's the goal, is to get these out into the community. If you want to take a pile of books and put them in the little libraries in your neighborhood, by all means do so. Discovering membership. If you're interested in membership, join us at Roma's after the service. We will get you set up. It really is not a complicated process. Classes, yes. The Beyond Limits started Thursday. You have one more week to sign up. It closes after this week. Right, I'll leave it open one more week, but then after Thursday, it does close. So I invite you to join us and get your learn on. Doing good by giving goods. Thank you, everybody who brought stuff today. We're doing this all week. There are people who are really stretched right now because of the government shutdown, complicated by the SNAP benefits being terminated. So we get to do something to help people actually eat. As I posted on Facebook, hungry children don't care what our political affiliation is. They just want to eat. Next week, Felicia we'll be here. And we will wrap up our journey with the 11th step. And so now, the closing song is always a call to action, right? It's a call to action for what you just might kind of, sort of, maybe want to do all week long. This is not your grandparents' version of This Little Light of Mine. I promise you, it is not. So here's the thing. This is, somebody requested it, so here it is. It starts off a cappella, and then it gets real. So if you got a tambourine next to you, you might want to use it once this thing gets rolling. Here we go.
This a little
Light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Here we go. Ha. This little light of mine. Jesse, can you turn that fader up on the computer? Let it shine. Where it says comp, just turn that up a little bit. Mine. Gonna let it shine. There we go. This little light of mine. Oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere you go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Going down the road, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm going down the road, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm going down the road, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Tell your neighbor how you're gonna shine. How you gonna do it? Ha ha! I might even do a TikTok video. Woohoo! Let it shine. All right. This little light of mine. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All right, affirm, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna let it shine. What? I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Get clear. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Shine. Let's shine. Have a fabulous week.
Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, I am free. So many gifts upon my table, loving kindnesses to me. Living Spirit, I am grateful, loving Spirit, for the way, for this rich, abundant living every single day. And I give thanks for the knowing. I give thanks for the way your love is overflowing every time I pray. And I thank you, God,